Shadow Minister Rebecca Paul.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I'm grateful for the opportunity to respond on today's important debate on access to sport and physical education in schools. I thank the Honourable Member for Stafford for bringing this debate to the House and all Honourable Members here today for raising and speaking on this vital issue, one that cuts across our approach to education, health, mental well-being and social mobility. At its heart, physical education is about giving every child, regardless of background, the chance to lead a healthy, active life, whilst at the same time learning important life skills like teamwork, resilience, perseverance, and respect for others. Sport is about so much more than just being healthy. It creates opportunity and can transform lives. Indeed, many of our country's most famous sporting heroes began their athletic journeys while still at school. Olympic champion Dame Jessica Ennis-Hill wrote about the positive impact this had on her. She says, "Playing sport as a child helped me enormously. I met lots of different people, both teammates and competitors, and faced new challenges. The camaraderie and support that you get from sport massively helped build my confidence and my ability to overcome setbacks and defeats both on and off the track." And it's precisely because it has the power to do so much good that we on this side of the House worked so hard to make real, measurable progress on improving access to sport and PE in our schools when we were in government. Let me start with what we did. The last Conservative government took a clear stand in favour of equal access to sport for all children, girls and boys alike. In March 2024, the Department for Education published new guidance to schools making clear that boys and girls must be offered the same sports during both curriculum PE and extracurricular activities. For too long, some pupils have missed out because of outdated or inflexible provision. That is no longer acceptable. Our new standards ensure that opportunity in school sport is not determined by sex, it is driven by fairness, aspiration and choice. This guidance followed on from the success of the Football Association's #LetGirlsPlay campaign, which aimed to change perceptions and make sure girls get the chance to play football within the school curriculum, as well as at break time, after school and at local clubs. And it has proved very successful, with much larger numbers of girls playing football, inspired by our amazing Lionesses following their success at the Euro 22 tournament. But that is not all what we did. Our 2023 School Sport and Activity Action Plan set out the clear expectation that schools should provide a minimum of 2 hours of PE per week. We took this step because we know that exercise is not a luxury, it's not an optional extra, it is fundamental to children's physical health, to their mental well-being, and to their ability to focus and succeed in the classroom. In addition to what happens during school hours, we also took decisive action to boost participation across the country. In August 2023, we launched our Get Active strategy, which provided for a new national task force, including government officials, education experts and former sports professionals. This task force was given a bold mission to get 2.5 million more adults and 1 million more children physically active by 2030. These were serious ambitions and they were backed by serious actions. They reflected a long-term strategic commitment from the last Conservative government to increase participation, promote inclusion and tackle the root causes of inactivity. I don't pretend for one moment that the job is done. There is more to do. But, Madam Deputy Speaker, I am proud of our record in this field. However, I regret to say there has been fallout from this government's budget. We are seeing evidence that the decision to end business rates relief for independent schools is having damaging consequences, with some such schools now questioning whether they can continue to operate community sports facilities, including school playing fields. Lest we forget, these facilities aren't just used by the schools themselves. They're used by local primary schools, community groups, youth sports teams and families. And I see the benefits of this on my doorstep. There are many children in my constituency attending local primary schools who are learning to swim and getting the benefit of other sports facilities at their local independent school. If this policy ends up forcing the sale or closure of these facilities, it will only have succeeded in reducing access to sport for the very communities that most need it. At the very same time, I'm really disappointed to see that the government have chosen to scrap the Opening Schools Facilities Fund, a programme designed to keep school sports halls and playing fields open over the holidays and outside of school hours. That fund enabled schools to support healthy active lifestyles all year round, not just during term time. I would also ask the Minister today to finally confirm and end the uncertainty around their plans for the School Games Network, which is set to end this year. This network supports 2.2 million participation opportunities for children and is hugely valuable. Please could she confirm it's not been scrapped as well? I want to take a moment to recognise the importance of access to sport for disabled young people, as powerfully set out by the member for Beckenham and Penge and for Thornbury and Yate. It is absolutely vital that barriers to inclusion are removed so they can benefit in the same way as all children in school. And I can't speak about the importance of sport without touching on the subject of sex. We see a concerning trend that threatens to undermine efforts to promote sports among young women and girls, that of gender ideology. Let me be clear, it is bodies that play sport, not feelings. Women and girls' sport must be separated by sex, not only for safety reasons, but for fundamental fairness. Former Olympic swimmer Sharon Davies MBE has been warning of the negative impact on women's sport for many years now, and it's important that she and other advocates for women are listened to. I urge the Minister to ensure the draft guidance for schools and colleges on gender questioning children, prepared under the last Conservative government, which makes clear that sports should be split by sex, is finalised and issued as soon as possible. Until we act to address the rise of environments where young female athletes feel unsafe or where they simply can't ever win, how can we feign surprise when girls are less inclined to participate in sports? We on this side of the House believe that access to sport and PE is a fundamental part of good education for boys and girls. We believe that children should be given the tools to live healthy, active lives, and we believe that sport builds confidence, resilience and team-working skills, not just health and fitness. Those are the beliefs that we put into practice in government through new equality standards, through mandated PE entitlement, through a joined-up national strategy, and by allocating funds to widen access to facilities. That, Madam Deputy Speaker, is how we build a healthier, fairer and more active future for every child in this country. I look forward to now hearing from the Minister on how the current government will seek to ensure access to sport and her responses to all members' excellent questions today, including my own. Thank you.